was something special about 1972. It wasn't just the year of Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and the other giants of rock. If you were listening to AM radio back then, you probably remember that some of the biggest surprises came from artists who seemed to shine for only a moment. One song became a hit after a DJ unexpectedly started playing it. Another sounded like the perfect American summer song, even though it was recorded by Americans living in Paris. And one singer had already belonged to a legendary 60s band before having to start all over again. Today, let's turn on that old radio and travel back to 1972 with 10 unforgettable hits that can still bring an entire chapter of our youth rushing back.
There's a port on a western bay and it serves.
Number 10. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass. In the summer of 1972, a girl named Brandy stepped out of the radio, and before long it seemed like all of America knew her story.
Fetch another round. She serves them whiskey.
Written by Elliot Lurie, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl tells of a woman in a harbor town who loves a sailor but can never convince him to stay. Remarkably, a DJ began playing the song before it received a major promotional push, and the listeners' response changed everything. Brandy eventually reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
The sailor said, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a girl.
Looking Glass never repeated that moment on the same scale, but Brandy never really disappeared. And from that bar beside the harbor, our next song takes us into a room filled with clowns and jokers.
She could feel the ocean fall and rise. She saw
Middle with You by Steeler's Wheel. Clowns to the left of me,
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding dang dong. Ding dang dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding dang dong. Ding dang dong.
we get it almost every night. And when
Number 8. Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest.
everybody was dancing in the moonlight.
The car windows are down, warm summer air is blowing in, and Dancing in the Moonlight is playing on the radio. Some songs seem to have been made for moments exactly like that.
In the moonlight, everybody's feeling.
Sherman Kelly wrote the song, and another band actually recorded it before King Harvest, but their 1972 version became the recording an entire generation remembers, eventually reaching number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. Even more surprising, King Harvest was formed by American musicians who were living in Paris.
Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark.
One of the most American-sounding summer songs was created by Americans far from home. King Harvest never quite repeated that magic, but our next song was far less innocent, so much so that some radio stations thought it was a little too daring.
Dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feeling.
Before we continue, can I ask you for one small favor? More than 90% of the people who enjoy these videos still haven't subscribed to the channel. If this channel has ever brought back a special memory or helped you rediscover a great song, please take just a second to hit the subscribe button. Every video takes hours of research, writing, and editing because these timeless classics, and the stories behind them, deserve to be remembered. Subscribing is completely free, but your support helps us keep bringing these musical memories back to life. Thank you so much. Now, let's get back to the music.
Number 7. Go All the Way by the Raspberries. If you wanted to make teenagers curious about a song in 1972, perhaps the easiest way was to tell them they shouldn't be listening to it. The suggestive lyrics of Go All the Way made some radio stations hesitant, but that didn't stop young listeners from turning up the volume. Written by Eric Carmen, the song combined sweet, Beatles-inspired melodies with powerful guitars, helping shape the sound that would become known as power pop. It reached the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became the Raspberries' defining hit. The band had other notable recordings, and Carmen later found success as a solo artist. But before we get there, the sound of a Hammond organ is waiting to shake the room. Number 6, Hold Your Head Up by Argent. Some songs need a chorus before you recognize them. Hold Your Head Up doesn't. Just a few seconds of that Hammond organ can send many listeners straight back to 1972. Rod Argent already knew what success felt like. He had previously been a member of the Zombies, the band behind Time of the Season. But with Argent, he created another memorable moment when Hold Your Head Up reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. That powerful Hammond organ made the recording sound as though it had been built for enormous stages. Argent never maintained that level of success in America, and the band eventually broke up. But the message to Hold Your Head Up still carries its power. After that thunderous organ, AM radio was about to become much gentler. Number 5, Nice to Be With You by Gallery. A long stretch of highway, the windows down, and an AM radio playing a song that asks nothing from you except to smile and keep driving. That was the feeling of Nice to Be With You. Written by Jim Gold, its simplicity made it perfect for American radio in the early 70s, and in 1972 it climbed to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Gold reportedly drew inspiration for the lyrics from a real conversation with a girl he had fallen for, giving the song an even more personal warmth. Gallery had a few smaller successes afterward, but none remained in the public memory quite like this one. And after all that sweetness, the radio suddenly gets much louder with a hard rock band from England.
Oh, darling, I just gotta say, oh, it's
Number 4, Easy Livin' by Uriah Heep. Not every hit begins with a plan to conquer the radio. Sometimes an album track catches the attention of DJs and suddenly begins a life of its own.
Day after day on that windy road, have walked behind you.
For Uriah Heep, that song was Easy Livin' from Demons and Wizards. Fast, powerful, and driven by a hook that makes sitting still nearly impossible, the song entered the U.S. Top 40, becoming one of the band's defining American radio moments.
Down that lonely road, have tried to find you.
Uriah Heep actually enjoyed a long career and built a major following in Europe and Japan, so they weren't a one-hit wonder in the strictest sense. But for many American radio listeners, this remains the song that defined them. And after all those guitars, our next artist proves that a piano can create plenty of thunder too. Number 3, Thunder and Lightning by Coltrane. Before you even focus on the voice, you can feel the energy. The piano comes charging forward, and then Coltrane arrives as if she's trying to break right through the radio. Thunder and Lightning combined pounding piano with a gritty voice and explosive energy that earned Coltrane comparisons to some of the era's most powerful performers. The song reached number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her biggest commercial moment with American audiences. Coltrane continued recording and found greater success in Europe, but she never recreated that same moment in America. Still, one hit was enough to make that piano come alive whenever the record played. And our next band didn't even need a piano, just drums, hand claps, and a pair of twin brothers. Number 2, Standing in the Road by Blackfoot Sue. If you heard Standing in the Road blasting from a radio in 1972, chances are the first thing you remember isn't the lyrics, it's the rhythm. From Birmingham, England, Blackfoot Sue featured twin brothers Tom and David Farmer. But it was the pounding drums, infectious hand claps, and straightforward energy that turned Standing in the Road into a major hit. The song climbed to number 4 in the UK, making it seem as though Blackfoot Sue was standing at the beginning of a very big career. But the records that followed never made the same impact. The members continued with other projects, while that brief moment in 1972 slowly became a memory. And after all those pounding drums, our final song is almost the opposite: quiet, fragile, and dreamlike.
I realize that I've been in your...
Number 1, Say You Don't Mind by Colin Blunstone.
What I do, what I did, stupid fish, I drank the pool.
When the Zombies broke up, Colin Blunstone still possessed one of the most distinctive voices of the 1960s, but an old reputation didn't guarantee that starting over would be easy.
We came into this scene when my dreams were getting...
With Say You Don't Mind, Blunstone never tried to recreate the Zombies. His delicate, almost ghostly voice floats over an orchestral arrangement, giving the song a feeling somewhere between a dream and a broken heart. Written by Denny Lane, who had been associated with the Moody Blues and later Wings, Blunstone's version eventually reached the UK Top 20.
I've been doing some time, yeah.
His solo career never achieved enormous commercial success, but perhaps that makes this the perfect ending. Sometimes a brief musical moment can outlive the entire career that created it.
When it gets you so bad, doormat sees better times.
That was the strange magic of 1972. A song might rule the radio for only a few weeks, and an artist might stand in the spotlight for only one summer. Yet the memories they leave behind can last for more than half a century. Just a few notes can take us back to an old car, a warm summer evening, or a room where the radio always seemed to be playing. So which song on this list takes you back to 1972 more than any other? And what hit from that year do you think should have made the list? Share your memories in the comments, because sometimes the story connected to a song can be every bit as unforgettable as the song itself.